Hi guys, Elle here, welcome back. I am going to do a walkthrough of a deck that came in the mail just yesterday, and I'm super excited about it. It's the Corte of Tarot. However, on the box it says that, which is in Italian. La Corte dei Tarocchi, perhaps? I won't be butchering other languages too much today, I swear. I did, just so you guys know, I ordered this deck through Collect Tarot. I'll put a link below. It's spelt a little funny. It's Collect Tarot with like one T. Collect Tarot, like that. But yeah, this is maybe the 5th time I've ordered through them over the years, and they're a wonderful company. I'm not getting paid to say this, I swear. They send you some cool stuff every single time you order from them. This last time I got what I got. Oh, I got the star card. They send you a magnet with every order. I've got the star, I got the lovers, like, I got these cool magnets from them. I'm gonna put them on my Altoids and altars. And they send you a coupon for like $3 off your next deck every time. And most of the time I've even gotten a really cool postcard. This is the one I got with this last order. And it's an image from the old Arabian Lenormand. I got this one from the the Chelsea Lenormand, and I got this one from the Silson, which I kind of want to get my hands on. I'm not really a huge fan of Lenormand and Oracle decks and things. You know, I enjoy them, I like them, but this one I really, I'm so fascinated by that deck. Those are all Malpertuis, I'm not sure quite how you say it, but Malpertuis decks. And then even one time, I had a problem with Il Meneghello. This is an Il Meneghello deck, by the way. It's the 3rd one I have from them now. And they're all made in Milan. They're amazingly high quality. The cardstock, everything. I'll show you when I flip the camera down in a sec and show you guys this deck. But yeah, one time in one deck, this is from my Tarot of Lombardy, Tarot Neoclassico. They sent me on accident, I know it was an accident, not like it was on purpose, but I received 2 7 of Cups and no 10 of Cups. It's so frustrating when that happens, right? You just want to use the deck right away and you can't. But yeah, they had to wait for the card to come from Milan, I guess, again, during their next order. But they got it to me in like a week and a half. It was really great. The whole thing was very easy. And then even every time I've ordered from them, my decks have gotten here in like 2 days. Like it's so quick. If you're in the US, check them out. I feel like even their prices are cheaper than other places that tend to stock Il Meneghello. Not by much, just a few dollars cheaper, especially when you factor in the shipping. But yeah, I'm very happy with them. Okay, I'm done rambling. I'm going to flip the camera down now and do a little walkthrough of this deck for you. I haven't used it. I literally just got it yesterday. I haven't read with it. I've shuffled it. I've looked at the images. And this should also be pretty quick too, because this is a pip card deck. So if you're not interested, you know, just shut it off right now. But yeah, we'll be able to go through fairly quickly. Hang on. Alright guys, here is the box. Of course it is that classic Il Meneghello where you get like the stamp and beautiful boxes. It always has one of those. Really nice, sturdy, beautiful box. And then with it you also receive a couple extra cards. You have like your numbered cards, handwritten. This is the 2nd edition, of which they made 400 copies. There was a first run of these from like back in 99 or something, when the cards first came out. But this is the 2nd printing. There's a little bit of info about the artist and some other shit. That is what the backs of the cards look like, by the way, guys. I'm not a huge fan of the backs. I don't love that it's, you know, it's the cover of the box and everything right there. With the name of the tarot deck, you can clearly tell reversals with this one, obviously, too. Also, take a look at the shape of these cards. I pulled out just for comparison, because when I first held it in my hands, I was like, this feels like a bookmark. They're very narrow, and they're very long. They're also very thick. I'm going to pull out a couple of the decks so you guys can get a sense of just how thick they are. So it really is almost like bookmark thickness. They're very thin. Obviously it's not quite as long. This is your like standard book depository bookmark that they send you. So yeah, I mean it's very shuffleable. You might not be able to riffle shuffle with it. I was able to. This is what I'm keeping it in. I put a little gold bag with a little compass on it. So pretty. Okay, here is our deck. Can you see how thick that is in my hands? This is not standard Meneghello thickness for a deck. Here, I'm gonna pull out my... Okay, I pulled out my Tarot of Lombardy here just so you guys can see. That's more standard, this guy right here. That's a full 78 card deck. That's not a Minchiati deck. It's like, oh my god. It's like so thick, this deck. And the length and the thinness, it's sort of an odd feeling in your hand, but, you know, it works. I mean, even this is my, my Minchiati deck, which has, what, 97 cards? And it still is, like, dwarfed by the thickness of this deck. Can you see that? Yeah, every card is just, like, super thick cardboard. And then just like all Meneghello decks, they have that. They don't have that glossy finish that you get on like your Rider-Waite-Smith or any other normal tarot cards. They're very matte. You can like feel the paper. It's really very nice. I just pulled out one more for a little bit of a size comparison there. That is your standard sort of Centennial Rider-Waite-Smith, but standard tarot card size. So yeah, it really is very thin and very long. And very friggin' cool. The imagery on the deck is beautiful. It's all this medieval style artwork. And it's very Marseille based too. Here is your Fool. Everything's in Italian. You see that? The way the artist went about it, it has something, she used some kind of technique with copper and engraved copper and water or something. They have a very unique sort of art style with this, looks like a stone finish across everything. It looks old. And I'm not always drawn to medieval kind of style artwork too, because sometimes I feel like it's very dark and spooky and scary and kind of negative and, you know, Jesus on a cross, bloody kind of stuff. But this deck feels a little bit more playful, you know? It still actually feels pretty authentically medieval, but yeah. Look at that, High Priestess. The colors, there's like pinks and oranges that give this really pop of fun color, and the little owl and the moon up there. Can you see that? Aren't they beautiful? I've wanted this deck for so long. I was in one of the live chats at the Truth and Story. If you guys don't know about this Facebook group that she has, like the Truth and Story Facebook group, and it's a wonderful collection of people getting together talking about tarot, and they do like a live streaming kind of chat once a week to talk tarot and stuff. Isn't that beautiful? Hierophant. And Kelly just happened to randomly mention that she wanted this deck, and I took that as a sign. This deck was sitting at the top of my wish list for a really long time. So as soon as she mentioned it, I was like, okay, that's the sign I was looking for. I'm gonna get it. I'll take what I can get. Everything's a sign. Yeah, it's not the most expensive tarot deck. It's only, it's like $42, $43, I think, on Collect Tarot. Justice. Isn't she beautiful? But yeah, I mean, it's not a super cheap deck either, so I don't know, I just held off on it for a little bit. There's something about the artwork here, it really appeals to, like, my Norse pagan side, I think. Something about it. It's certainly not, like, about Vikings or anything like that, but there's this old world charm, and it just feels like he's got a little lemniscate in her hat. He or she, I can't tell if that's a man or a woman, actually. I'm gonna go with woman. Look at this Hanged Man. There's little birds sort of holding him up. The artwork's sweet without being like cutesy. It's very grown up. It has all the Marseille imagery. The death card's kind of fun. He's like a happy skeleton. It's a happy death. Temperance. You see her wings? She has wings too. Devil. Trying to get close so you guys can see the detail, but the cards are so long that I have to hold it so far back. And then this is the tower. It actually says La Torre de Babel, or like the Tower of Babel. Babel. That sounds funny. I'm saying something wrong. Pretty though, right? There's light. There's still lightning striking it. Can you see that up there? This one, I love this card. It's not a metallic gold. These stars over here, it's matte still, but they jump out at you in person anyway. It looks like they're a little metallic. I'm obsessed with these little birds that she's put through everywhere, the artist. Oh my God, right? Look at that moon card. Look at all the phases up there. Isn't that great? And you still have your dogs and your crab or your lobster. Look at that sun card. Beautiful, right? I'm gonna stop saying that, I swear. I'm so happy to have this deck. There's something magical about it. Yeah, I'm really loving it. The World card is very, very different looking. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. You still have on these sort of banners here, like your 4 fixed signs, and then the person up there as the 4th. It's sort of like a view from above, or from a tower up high of a city, I guess. Is that someplace specific? I wonder if anybody knows. Yeah, I mean, look at that. Like, can you see why, as a Norse pagan, you'd be, I think anyone who's into, you know, Celtic paganism and druidry and all that stuff would really, really like this deck too. It speaks to that sensibility and that sense of beauty and that old world charm. That's what I'm going to call it. So here we go into the minors, by the way. And they are basically pip cards. But they're done in a really beautiful way. There's a lot of beautiful detail. Can you see that? I don't think I'm going to have any problem reading with these. It's like a little dragony guy up there. 4. And it's written in Italian, like 5, the number down there, but it's very easy to see the number if you don't know it either. I mean, they're very, very clear with how many is on each card. Looks like they're separated out into different, like, interesting groupings too. You know, it's not grouped the same way like your now standard Marseille is. You know, like you'll have 3 pentacles and then 4 pentacles, or 4 corners and 3 in the center. It's not necessarily following your standard Marseille organization of the pip cards, but it's done in an interesting way here. I really like it. Yeah, there's something really cool to look at on each card, even if it's just that little scroll work up at the top. And our first court card, the Page of Wands. The courts are just as detailed and just as beautiful as the major arcana cards. Oh my God, look, it looks like Odin. Fucking love it. Everything just looks old. They look worn. They look used. I just love that. And you do have your standard sort of pages, knights, kings, and queens. All right, the cups are sort of interesting. There's one card in the cups. Like, the aces are a lot more decorated, just like they are in, you know, other Marseille decks too. But here is your only pip card that is kind of fully illustrated, and that's the 2 of Cups. Isn't that neat? You get one fun one. And then it sort of goes back to, it's hard to hold them like this, sorry. And then it sort of goes back to your regular pips. 3 of Cups, 4 of Cups. Isn't that great? Like, it looks like knotwork all over the place. Let me go a little bit quicker. You get the idea. There's something different though. It's not like it's literally the same thing up top, you know? Alright, there's your Page of Cups. Aren't they sweet? He's even, can you see that? He's like almost smiling. He's got a serene look on his face. The pages, they maintain that, you know, the pages look sort of androgynous, and I like that. And here's your Ace of Swords. You see that guy up there? He's like got a spear? Is that what it's called? So freaking cool. The swords are done really, really well. I love the way the swords look. Look at the top of that card. Like a lion-y guy up there. It's a very artistic deck. The artist's name, by the way, is Anna Maria D'Onofrio. And, yeah, like I said, amazing. I love Il Meneghello decks. Got it from Collect Tarot. They do have, by the way, they stock a lot more than just Il Meneghello decks. They have lots and lots of historic reproductions and restorations and even contemporary decks. They have a freaking great selection. Definitely one of my favorite sites. I feel like a lot of websites that, or shops online that carry a lot of older tarot decks tend to be in the UK or something, and it can take a really long time. Like, what's that store? Alida? I don't know how you pronounce it. You know, they have a huge, wonderfully huge selection, but it takes so long to get to me from there. Where are they located? I'm not sure. Italy? France? I'm just saying random countries. Look at that! How fucking cool is that? I'm obsessed, guys. But yeah, they stock all sorts of cool stuff. Collect Tarot. At first, when I first saw this card, I was like, "What are those symbols? I have no idea what those mean." And then I realized it's just like trade. It's the word in the coins. I guess it doesn't, yeah, it doesn't, it just says the number on all the pip cards. It doesn't actually have, there it is again, Cinque, is that how you pronounce it? It doesn't say the name of the suit on there, but I mean, it's pretty obvious, pretty clear. They're cool, he created almost little Vesica Pisces in there. I enjoy that. All the colors are very muted and kind of toned down, a lot of browns. But like on every single card, like to have the contrast between the red and like the bluish green up there. It looks cool. I don't know how else to describe it. I love the way these cards look. This would be such a cool deck if you like are one of those people that goes and reads at like Renaissance fairs or something, because it would feel just so authentic, you know. Don't get them wet though. Get a tent. Not coated. It does make me a little nervous. I'm always scared I'm going to destroy my own Meneghello decks. How great is she? There's your king. We did it! A little tour of La Corte dei Tarocchi. Amazing. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll let you know how it goes. There you go. Can't normal riffle, shuffle, or bridge them, but it works.